I've chosen these forms because they're simple, accessible and impactful. There's a warm-up video that you can do first if you want to or you've got time. And there's also a posture video if you want to get geeky about your posture. I'll show you the form and you can practice it for as long as you like or as much as you've got time for. When you've finished your practice, step quietly back into Wu Qi and stand for a couple of minutes and just allow your yin and yang to balance. So this form is called expansive breathing. It actually follows on really nicely from simple breathing, so you can join those two forms together if you like. Simple breathing's on another video. Or you can practice this one as a standalone. So we begin by standing in Wu Qi, standing posture, balanced on your bubbling spring points, sitting bones moving in towards each other, lifting up the pubic bone with the lowest part of the belly and balancing centered in your dantian. So just take a moment to go to your dantian with your feeling senses rather than just repeating the words to yourself. So feeling the shape, the texture, any sensations in your belly. Balancing from there. And then the form is a breathing again. So with the in-breath, the hands lift up, just as in simple breathing, up to about chest height, where the palms turn towards the chest and then unfold. And this is all part of the in-breath. And then on the out-breath, we come back in towards the heart center, palms turn downwards, and this is the out-breath. Going at your speed of breath, you might need to move quite quickly if you've got a shorter breath, or you might need to move more slowly if you've got a longer breath. It doesn't matter, go with your speed. So as we come up, the palms turn to face the heart at this point, and then the arms uncurl slowly all the way out. The wrists and the fingers, the last thing is to uncurl, and then coming all the way back in, back to the heart center, palms turning down and sinking back down. So staying with your speed of breath. I slowed it down to do a demonstration, but we're breathing in and out. And it's a smooth movement. So as with all Qigong movements, there's no stopping, turning, and then opening. It's smooth all the way through, as if we're moving like clockwork, with a tiny moment at the end of the breath. At the end of the in-breath, we start to come back in, and at the end of the out-breath, we start to come back out. Balanced in your dantian, balanced over bubbling spring, we're expanding all the way through the body and contracting all the way through the body. Once you've got the hang of this movement, just check your posture. Check you're still balanced over bubbling spring points, you're still balancing from your dantian, and just check that the upper body is not moving with your arms. So what can happen as we come up and out is that the upper body can throw backwards a little bit and come back in as we come down, but that makes less space in the lower back. So if I just turn and show you, what we don't want to do is come up and then move backwards with the upper back and then come back in again. So we have this lovely neutral posture here to start with, and then as we breathe in, the upper back stays where it is. We stay balanced over bubbling spring, and that really changes the sensation in the arms and the upper body as we expand. Upper back staying still as we breathe in, uncurling, and staying where it was again as we exhale all the way down. So keep on breathing, noticing the expansion and the contraction. There's nothing negative associated with contraction. We tend to think of expansion as good and contraction as bad, but that's not the case. We need both yin and yang. We need to expand and contract. So breathing in and expanding. At the end of the expansion, this moment of fullness, of lightness. And at the end of the exhalation, at the end of the contraction, a moment of stillness and emptiness. Try and keep your awareness on what you're doing. If your attention's wandered, just bring it back to the dantian, or back to your posture, or back to the expansion and contraction of your breath and your body.